All right, folks, so this timed out really nicely for us, actually. Super and Ryung. Ryung ended up winning 2-1 over his opponent, so now we got a TvP. Brand new best of 3, of course, and it's the round of 8. The winner goes on to play against what is either Impact or Penguin in the semifinals. Top half is all Protoss and Gumiho, Hush, Hurricane, Patience, and Gumiho. So, this is actually looking like, once again, Terran might be feeling the burn. May not have any Terran in the finals. I was really hoping to see Alive kick a bunch of ass.
Get in here. Everyone's here.
Huh?
Get in here. Everyone is here in Super vs. Young.
Well, I was coming.
Well, I invited you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate you. All right. So Belshir Vestige is going to be the first map. And I guess all the casters are covering this one. I guess all the other games just didn't time out. Feels bad, man. I really would have liked... I really, really, really wanted to see Gumiho. I'm not going to lie. I'm very sad we didn't get to see Gumiho.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone wanted to cast Penguin versus Impact.
Penguin's actually interesting here, right? Like, first off, this is not like Penguin, like MYI Penguin, or now Sidestorm Penguin. But this guy has actually been knocking like Scarlet out of the brackets, and other odd Koreans getting knocked out by him. I don't know.
In the ZGZ? No.
My point is, I don't know much about this person, but they've been winning games, so they're starting to really show up on the radar, which is cool.
Yeah, it's cool, and to be honest, it feels like nowadays Olimoleague has really swapped from being like all Terran, don't even worry about anything else, to a lot of Protoss, some Terran, and very few Zerg. Bjol occasionally makes it through, Sue maybe, but like we've had a lot of Protoss in the top 4 lately. That
reminds me too, if you guys have got Twitter, you want to give Bjol some love. I guess he's sick right now. He had to go to the hospital today, is why he wasn't able to play today. I asked him if everything was okay, and he said it wasn't super serious, but you know, needed to rest. So I wished him well. Hope he gets better soon, so we can play more stuff.
Wow. Yeah, I hope it's okay.
He sent me the sweetest message, though, dude. Like, I gotta share this with you and also our fans, right? Because I guess in a weird, inadvertent way, our fans, help sponsor Bjol. This is sub money that goes towards him. Out of the blue, because I've been trying to get a hold of him for about a week, and you know he's been busy with the GSL Super Tournament. Where is this? Okay, out of the blue, he said, "Rifkin, I'm very, very thank you. You are very good for me." And I get that this broken English, but I understand the intent of the message, right? And I thought it was like super sweet. And I guess talking to him more, he stemmed like he didn't realize there was like so many fans on Twitter of him, because I guess like, you know, the thing is he probably tweeted at nobody before, right? Like all the Korean folks don't use Twitter, so there's no Korean fans to really receive his tweets. But I think when I guess we sponsored him, all our English fans really clued in. So I don't know. I thought it was really cool and really awesome, and I'm glad we can help him out. At any rate, we finally have this game going. Before we get into intros, though, I'd like to give a big thank you to Tom KD. Hit us up with a 6-month resub, saying months already, Ace Kate. Mega in chat. Oh yeah, we're about we gotta set an end date on that fundraiser and figure out what we can do with it. But also Drakenel, $5. Once again, it's his 4th time. Hello, you didn't answer my question. I'll repeat. Is it possible some way to contact you with email or something like that? Thank you for your work. I'm not sure what you're asking, Drakenel. So dude, do me a favor. Send a direct message, not a whisper. Whispers don't work. Send a direct message to BaseTradeTV here on Twitch with what it is you want to know, man. Because if you're writing stuff in chat, I apologize if we're missing it. A lot of the time we don't get to read chat, despite the fact that we constantly seem to be distracted by it. So please, please, please just send us a direct message here on Twitch, and we'll see what we can get done for your friend. But it's game number 1, and in the top left, we have the red Terran player, Ryung.
In the bottom right, the pink Protoss. It's super.
Went for a pretty quick probe scout. Nothing really to turn your attention at in terms of like, oh my god, it's canyons! But I guess a little bit worried about what Ryung might be doing.
Maybe. Yeah. Super has been playing pretty straight up, I think. As I remember, him and Billowy together. So I wouldn't anticipate the pylon rush too easily. But any Protoss can do it.
Yeah.
And Terrans don't really go for one base anymore. So just to be a distraction, probably.
Do you remember when I was pretty convinced I was going to hurt myself with a spinny toy I got?
Yeah, you have been hurting yourself.
Yeah, I just cut my thumb with it.
I figured. Well, you know the lobby we were waiting in?
Well, yeah. Why did that lobby take so long to get going? What's the deal with that?
I still don't know, and I feel like I just came off as kind of mean or something because I was like,
What are we waiting?
What are we waiting on? And then like as soon as I say that, they're like, go 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 go, and I'm like, well, I didn't mean like, you know, hurry up. I just meant like literally, like, are we waiting for like ads or like what's happening? And now I feel like they went for me, and I don't want to be a problem again.
Man, you invest too much into this. It's like the hesitance to whisper people to ask them for a score when they lose. It's just like, I get what you're coming from, but move on, Zombie Grub. It's not going to be the end of the world.
I messaged Ryung, and he didn't respond to me either.
Well, no, but I mean, like, there's that general feel. Like,
of...
everyone knows that feel. You're like, oh, we don't know if they win or lose. So we don't want to, like, you know, poke them and see. Like,
yeah, it's past the point of anxiety for that. It's more just like, don't respond to me anyway. It feels bad.
It's like you just. I'm sick of trying to ask all the girls out. They just say no to me every time. I'm not even gonna bother. Just sit home and play StarCraft all day.
It's like, oh my god, understand now.
This is I'm getting player zone real hard right now, Rifkin. It's ridiculous.
Oh god. Oh dear. Okay. Well.
I thought you wouldn't player zone you though. Alive.
He doesn't. He is very polite about responding to us online.
Actually, and he hosts lobbies with the mod. Alive is like the ideal player that you want to have in a tournament. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Did not care about hanging out with us, which is not a problem. I mean, it makes it sound like I'm like bitter or something. It's not. It's just so weird that he's so accommodating online, but as soon as like in an offline finals, he just he wanted to rest and be by himself.
He was preoccupied with some stuff for sure. I'm not sure what, but he was definitely mind on busy. But hey, look at me. I'm the boss now. Thank you, Maynard, for the bits. It looks like progressive mode's working again because he's got 200 health instead of 100. Nice. See if that breaks though when we swap scenes. Anyways, while this game has actually started to develop, what's interesting, two really interesting points for this for me is one, a Raven. Okay, this is becoming more common, but I definitely wouldn't say it's like set in the meta yet. But more importantly, Super went for a really fast Robo. And I don't know if this is going to be for Disruptors or not. I kind of wish and hope that it would be, but we have been seeing a lot of players actually go back to Colossus.
Nice.
Oh, that was a nice pick off. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Super isn't playing like Billowy a lot, and I brought that up earlier, so I'm gonna guess it's 2-base Colossus. But when you said it, the way you said it was like borderline, like I'm just a old country chicken.
I might just be a country hand.
But I sure wish it'd been Disruptors. It's Colossus.
Simple hayseed. All right, so by the way, speaking of Maynard, quick note, guys, I got him set up with our stream key and everything, so coming up on this Thursday, we will not be covering the VSL round of 8 matches. It will be Maynard and Zeph here on BaseTradeTV. So, woo, Maynard hype.
I'm kind of sad. I don't know what it was about the VSL, but I really enjoyed casting it. Maybe it's because I literally had to do nothing at all.
Well, I mean, if you really want to cast it, I'm sure he wouldn't say no, but I'm just glad to have to not wake up at god-awful hour for one day of the week.
Look, it's becoming our schedule anyways. Like, if we cast the VSL this week, we would have gotten up early 5 days in a row.
You know what? I'd really wish it wasn't, though, because don't get me wrong. I think watching Koreans play is really fun. I really like foreigners more, though, and I have a lot more. I personally, I have a better time casting like the Corsair Cup, and I think we see better return on it too. If this time was like 4 hours later, I would be like, yeah, let's do Koreans all the time, always.
Little do you know that I've been working up to this point for the last 3 years. Just cast Koreans every day, every morning. I just, I've been kind of like, like, oh yeah, European times are really good.
Don't take it away from me, Rifkin.
We have like so many players who do Korean stuff. We should do more of it.
No, that's the thing though. We really do get better signups, more dedicated signups too. Like, there's
reasons.
Yeah. Anyways, the attack comes underway here. The Colossus lost a lot of its shields from the earlier attack, and that Raven throws down some options, waiting to see if that was going to be the case or not. I thought maybe hold it for a point defense drone or something really weird, but that's going to help guard against the Zealots. They actually get shredded by the auto turrets. Oh my god.
They do. But in a weird way, while they get shredded, they also might have soaked something up, but well, actually it's too much.
It's weird because he doesn't have stim, so he can't actually push in. If Ryung had stim, I think he would have easily killed that Colossus, and this would have possibly been getting close to game overtimes. But he's trying to keep Marines on the high ground so the tank can still fire. He trades out against the Stalkers, but the Colossus, like, you can't do anything against this. There's no Medivacs. There's nothing.
Run, Stalkers, run.
Comet shields before stim, you just don't see it.
Yeah. It almost worked out, though.
I mean, he's still going to trade out decently, I feel like. This isn't that bad with the last Stalker getting picked off there, too. And he killed one of the Colossus.
Well, he doesn't have a response for Colossus otherwise than just Marauders with Concave, which he does now have. Like, it's not bad. But I mean, he doesn't start building Vikings, and he only just started building Medivacs. Immediately dropping to that third base. Super needs to reestablish control over the map. He lost those observers to the Raven. He lost the army, of course, just now. So there's none of those Elnagas. And his army really right now is just Colossus. And that's very scary. In fact, if it's just Colossus, dropping on top of them is a really good move.
Well, they're going to be pretty well guarded with Blink Stalkers.
Well, it's a lot of sentries. I feel like that's not what you want, but it's like, you know what? I had a ton of gas.
I don't think they're that bad, though, to be honest. I think, first off, force fields are obviously noteworthy, but most importantly, guarding shields to keep these units alive.
Yeah. I mean, like, 4 I can definitely see, although usually, like, in typical old days it'd be 2, but 6, is it? Yeah, the 6 seems just like, this is how much gas I had. Super, though, just needs in general to spend his money a little bit.
Oh my god.
700.
That would have mine.
Oh, no.
Oh, again, like, this could have killed so many sentries. I know it doesn't one-shot them anymore, but still, you're like, don't lose them for nothing.
Yeah, that was a little bit scary right there. Holds off on the second attack as well, and all is okay, but there is Ryung now with the quadruple Viking production, so very quickly gonna be able to take out these Colossus, because, again, there's just not that many Stalkers. Starting to warp in some now, of course. Like, Super is getting to a bigger and better
That would have mine.
army,
Are you serious? That would have mine.
No! Oh, God. Oh, man. He's building a cannon. But that will reveal the second one of mine. But still, it already did enough damage. It was super good.
That was like, yeah, that one of mine straight up for like 4 sentries. That's so much gas.
Damn. Yeah, please move.
Yeah. Let the Zealot soak it. It's got 1 health. Who cares about him?
Okay, they get a Shalasa for the 5-month resub. 5 months already. Yep. That cannon's gonna die, and Super has kind of just said F it, as a lot of Protoss tend to do, and has gone to the middle of the map. This could be a mistake, though. I guess the stock count isn't so bad anymore, but again, Ryung had like quadruple Viking production. All I need to do is take decent trades here, decent hold, and I think he could actually just demolish Super's army. Super's army is kind of hard to replace with his Colossus. But he does it a little bit too soon. Thought he had an advantage with the...
I don't think too many Vikings.
There we go.
Yeah, this concave is going to be an easy defense for Ryung. And Super's not a bad player, but Ryung nailed him straight to the wall. Like, the Widow Mines, the army, everything went well for him. GG, Ryung. But it's only the first game of the series, so we're not going to count Super out just yet. TvP, though, could be a hell of a thing. I feel like this matchup, we don't see a lot of close games. It's either very Terran favored or very Protoss favored, and not a lot of in between.
Well, when the Protoss goes Colossus, then it's Terran favored.
I mean, that's not always the case, but it feels like that's a pretty accurate statement.
Yeah, sometimes. Yes, like... Okay, so Super, I don't know if he's going to get out, right? But we already have 2 Protosses on the top side.
The Gumiho lose?
Gumiho.
Yep. Whoa, okay, first off, that's really impressive out of Patience. I like Patience a lot.
But this is like so deja vu, right? Because it's exactly the same thing we said last week. Like, how did that Protoss 2-0 Gumiho? Gumiho has such good TvP.
Yo, there's another thing I want to bring up too, because someone tried to be like shitty to me on Twitter about this. But this isn't whining. But we were talking the other day about like Terran representation with things and referencing things like the Olimoleague, and someone brought up saying, Rifkin, I think you're just so wrong about the Super Tournament, because as we see here, like in the round of like 16 or whatever, there's like a gajillion Terran. The problem is, though, it's only in the round of 16, because after that they just start bleeding out, and only really Alive makes it through anything in the tournament. And we're kind of seeing that happen here on a lot of things like the Olimoleague and, again, the BTSLs, where you'll have, like, a decent amount of Terran signups. There's no questioning that. Decent amount of Terrans get through the first round because they knock out, like, the nobodies. Okay, understandable. But then you end up with, like, only Ryung and godlike people like Gumiho. Not, like, it's disheartening in a way, but also a bit refreshing at the same time, because we have been so Terran heavy with Korean events. But now it just feels like someone flipped a switch and they can't play anymore.
Maybe they can't flip it back. Yeah, it's also kind of funny, and what I realized too is that the Super Tournament really reflected the Korean tournaments we've been casting online, like more so than it ever has before. I mean, like when Beyond started winning and then he like almost won that one tournament, we were like, what a surprise. Ben's been dominating the Olimoleague, right? But like I feel the Super tournament was like literally like a just like translation, like taken from the Olimoleague right to GSL Super tournament. But it's okay, let's do the intros.
Ah, right. Ryung. Bottom right, he's getting proxied. It's Super.
Doing the proxying in the bottom left, he is the Red Terran Ryung.
Also, this is relevant because it's being brought up in chat. People are asking about the Olimoleague, and most importantly, I guess, the Patreon associated with it. She's not always here in chat 24/7, but whenever Olimoleague is, you guys are best off asking her questions related to the Patreon because she's the one who runs it. But yeah, it's a weekly thing, so like $1 a week can go a long way, a couple of bucks here and there if you're willing to afford it. Recently, there was a prize pool drop as we dropped back down a tier. Understandable. People need money for other things. But still a sturdy enough prize pool each week that we can keep producing these events. So, woo! Oh, it's a factory follow-up, too. Okay, so this is probably, if I'm guessing, goes to the starport as well. This isn't close enough to proxy the factory and lift it over, which is a bit funny. I would have loved to have seen this go down here or something if that was going to be the case. Just lift that over to the main and have a good time.
Well, I said that most Terrans aren't one-basing anymore, but it is still an option, right? And so is the dedicated proxy as well. Especially if you have a Terran that's really sometimes like the most visibly like fed up with the matchup, which I feel like Ryung, you know, Imba aside, has just been for years the type of guy that very obviously had frustrations with certain matchups. So anyway, seeing him go for the one-on-one isn't too surprising. Ryung has done this before, but that is probably what Super was scouting for last game, and just coincidentally didn't scout for this game. Feels bad.
That's rough. Thank you very much to Artemis73. $6 coming in to say love the stream. Well, love you. Thank you for the $6.
Thank you.
All right, so this is so just it's not risky because he's up a game in the series, but I feel like the move itself is risky. Like just to proxy everything like this. If this doesn't work, you've got nothing at home. Like just if this is like any other thing, like this could go so badly. But the Cyclone, the Medevac, like everything's right here, good to go, and there's going to be less than a handful of units. There's not even pylons. Oh god, there's no pylons.
He should be placing one soon. Yeah, I was like, oh my god. Yeah, perfect. But it is only one, and that's where you just bust that down, even if it's overcharged, just like really quick like. So he needs to scout it. He needs a second pylon. He needs to build an immortal, like whatever he can. And instead, he's hitting his gases, which can be too helpful.
I feel like we had like a caster achievement unlock there. We like taste the same words at the same time.
Yeah, sure. On sandwiches.
I love that he does the sandwiches reference. I don't know how many people actually get that, but I love it. Anyways, what am I going to get picked
from
off?
Frozen. So.
Did they make that joke in Frozen? I know that.
Yeah, of course. They made a lot of Arrested Development jokes in Frozen.
Yeah. All right, pylon gets shut down very quickly. This is going to do a lot of damage. I love the SCVs that were pulled here to repair too. So that Medevac, that Cyclone, they're all going to get touched up. With the lock-on the mothership core too, he has to take a fight. He can't just outrun this.
It takes so long to die. It like even stopped.
Oh my god, it didn't even kill it. That's how bad it was. But the repair on the Cyclone is so dope. Gets the mothership core. Stalkers are gone. Probes have been annihilated. And this army's still going. With a, oh god, with the Liberator coming in, that's going to be a little too much. Nothing gets down this ramp anymore. This Nexus is going to die. I think Super is oot.
These two observers are just like, this is the most useless we've ever been.
We can watch ourselves die. In HD. He's repaired the Cyclone to full too, by the way. Just that's so nasty. 10 kills on this bad boy.
Yeah, this is just. I mean, what are you gonna do? All right, you didn't scout this until it hit you. There's just no there.
I feel like that's the definition of a sucker punch.
Yeah. Yeah. God. I mean, he has an immortal now, and he's either getting a War Prism to try and do some fancy micro, I suppose. Either that, or try and like force a weird base trade. But it's too late, man. Should have had the immortal sooner. Should have had the gateway sooner. Oh, the barrier's popped. Oh, you're dead, immortal. There's what we can say that.
Tank was shooting the assimilator going, okay, I gotta get a bit closer. There's no mothership core, there's nothing to overcharge, and I think he was just worried about getting hit with an overcharge, but yeah, GG's get called. Ryung gonna clean up with a 2-0. Ooh. really fast day to get to the semifinals because we already have that first PvP good to go with Hurricane and Patience. Ryung will move on to fight against what is hopefully going to be Impact, but maybe Penguin. Either way, there are 2 best-of-3s and a best-of-5 left on the cast today, so getting through this real quick. Thank you guys for watching. Sit tight, though. We're going to go to a small commercial break, and when we get back, hopefully we'll have the lobby already started. We'll see you soon.